Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something that might sound a bit technical at first glance. It's the WolfPack 4K 30 Hz 16 by 16 Seamless HDMI Matrix. Quite a mouthful, I know. But it also has features like a timer, video wall splicing, and splitter modes. So our mission today, we want to unpack this, kind of strip away the jargon, and show you its really surprising capabilities. It can fundamentally change how you manage and display video. And it's not just about plugging things in, it's about really mastering complex visual setups. But surprisingly, it can become quite intuitive. Okay, so let's unpack this device. At its core, what is it? Well, the WolfPack 16 by 16 HDMI Matrix, it's basically a central hub for video signals. Yeah, think of it like a really smart traffic controller for your screens. You've got 16 HDMI inputs. You can plug in 16 different sources, maybe laptops, cameras, media players, whatever, and then 16 HDMI outputs to send those signals out to 16 different screens or projectors. But the real magic, I think, is routing any of those 16 inputs to any or even all of the 16 outputs. And the resolution support is pretty solid. 4K, 3840 by 2160 at 30 hertz. Plus, it plays nice with older, lower resolutions, too. It's backward compatible.
Right. And it's crucial to understand, this isn't just your basic A/B switch. Not at all. This is really engineered for places that need, precise control, dynamic control over lots of video feeds and displays at the same time. The key thing is it turns that old static one source, one screen idea into this sophisticated system you're fully in charge of. It makes really complex visual stuff not just doable, but actually quite flexible. And that 30 hertz for 4K. For most professional video presentations, digital signs, that's perfectly clear, totally stable. It gives you broad compatibility without, needing excessive bandwidth.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of precision, let's hit on a key feature, fast, seamless switching. We hear seamless a lot, but what does it actually mean here? In practice, are we talking absolutely zero delay or just super, super fast? Because that feels important for the user experience.
Yeah, good question. It's really about maintaining that visual flow, consistency. The brilliance of seamless switching, it's not just that it looks nicer, it's about reducing the mental effort for your audience. Imagine you're doing a live presentation or you're in a command center looking at critical data feeds. Even a tiny black screen blip when you switch sources. It's jarring. It feels unprofessional. It breaks people's concentration. This device ensures the focus stays squarely on the content, not the tech behind it. It's all about fluidity, looking professional, and keeping the train of thought going. Uninterrupted.
Okay, right. That's clear. And this is where, for me, it gets really interesting. This matrix goes way beyond just smooth switching. It brings in these advanced display modes that are, frankly, transformative. I'm talking about video wall splicing. This sounds incredibly versatile. You can actually stitch multiple screens together, right, to show one huge video across them all. Or you could show totally different videos on each screen, or even a mix, like maybe the left screens are one giant image and the right screen shows something else entirely.
Exactly. That combination mode is really powerful.
And it also supports simpler modes, too, like one-to-many splitter mode, one source to multiple screens, or many-to-one switcher mode, multiple sources to one screen. And, of course, its main job, the many-to-many matrix mode. Plus, the software lets you flexibly choose how many video windows you want, open and output, puts you in control.
And the real impact there for the user is realizing this isn't just about making screens bigger. It's about turning static displays into these dynamic, almost interactive canvases. You can tell a much more layered visual story. Imagine like a big retail store using a video wall. They could show different product ads, maybe a live social feed and a brand video all at the same time. Or think about a large conference room. You could have data streams, a video conference call, and slides all visible side by side. The sort of aha moment is when you realize you're not stuck with just one thing per screen anymore. You're creating something truly immersive, informative, engaging, and you can change it instantly. I mean, I've seen situations where getting multiple screens perfectly synced and configured used to take an AV team practically all day. Features like this video wall splicing, they really simplify that whole headache.
Wow, yeah, that sounds like incredible creative freedom, but also practical control. And that control seems to extend to how you actually interact with the device, how you automate it. It mentions something called rotating timer control. What's that exactly? Like a scheduler?
Essentially, yes. It's a task scheduling function.
Okay, so you can set up, up to 10 preset configurations and have them activate automatically at set times?
Precisely. At intervals, you define anything from 1 minute up to 1,440 minutes, which is 24 hours.
Okay, that's handy. And how do you actually control it day to day?
You've got options. There's a Web GUI, a web interface you can access from most browsers. There's RS-232, which is a common wired connection for pro AV gear, very reliable, and LAN control. so you can connect it directly with an Ethernet cable or manage it over your network using its IP address.
Gotcha. What about physical controls on the box itself?
Yep, it has those too. Crystal front panel keys, a full-color LCD screen for status, and this kind of novel knob control for digging into settings. Plus, dedicated buttons for each of the 16 inputs and 16 outputs.
And I saw some other useful bits mentioned, like one key to black screen to quickly hide the output.
Exactly. Instantly cuts the image. Useful if you need a moment during a presentation or just want to blank the screens.
And a lock and unlock function to stop accidental changes.
Right, prevents misuse. You just hold the return key for about 2 seconds to toggle it.
And all your settings, your layouts, they can be saved in those 10 presets you mentioned.
Yep, save and recall. Stores all the user parameters.
Now, with all these modes, splicing, timers, control options, is there a steep learning curve? Or is the software, like that Web GUI, pretty intuitive for someone new?
That's a really good point, and it touches on the design philosophy. While the capabilities are definitely advanced, the control methods are designed to flatten that curve, especially the Web GUI and the physical controls they aim to make it manageable. The practical benefits are huge. These features boost efficiency like crazy. They enable totally hands-off operation for things you do regularly. Imagine that retail store switching displays automatically through the day, no staff needed, or a control room needing specific screen layouts at shift changes. Set it and forget it. So it really empowers users to handle these complex setups without needing constant babysitting, streamlines things, and importantly, provides security against someone messing with the settings.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's quickly touch on some technical specs, too, the things that kind of underpin its reliability. It's HDMI 1.4 and HDCP 1.4 compliant. HDCP is that content protection, right?
Correct. High bandwidth digital content protection. Ensures compatibility and security with protected sources like Blu-ray players or streaming doxes.
So it should play nice with most existing gear.
Generally, yes. HDMI 1.4 covers 4K at 30 Hz, which is what this unit does.
And there's a neat detail, 11 calibration test functions, accessible via that knob.
Yes. Menu, function, test patterns, super useful.
How so? What does it let you do?
It gives you built-in test patterns, color bars, grids, things like that. It lets you quickly check if your displays are connected correctly and maybe do some basic calibration or troubleshooting right from the matrix. Saves time during setup.
Handy. And general specs, standard power supply, 100 240V AC. Works from 0 Celsius up to quite warm 140 Fahrenheit.
Which is about 60 degrees Celsius, a good operating range.
And physically, about 19 inches wide, standard rack width, roughly.
Looks like it, yeah. 19 by about 15 inches deep, 3 inches high, and weighs 11 pounds. Pretty standard for this kind of gear. You know, these technical details, they might seem boring, but they matter. That HDMI and HDCP compliance means you're investing in something that should work reliably with your other professional equipment. Compatibility is key. And there's built-in test functions. Honestly, for anyone who spent hours tracing cables and figuring out why a screen isn't working right in a big setup, having diagnostic tools right there in the central box is invaluable, a real time saver.
Right. Debugging video can be a nightmare.
Exactly. And then there's the warranty, a 3-year warranty. That tells you something. It shows the manufacturer has confidence in the build quality, the reliability. It's significant reassurance, especially for a permanent installation.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, this WolfPack 16x16 matrix, it's clearly much more than just hardware. It's really a powerful, pretty versatile solution for managing complex video setups, flexibly and, crucially, seamlessly. From that glitch-free switching we talked about, to creating sophisticated video walls, and even automating control. It puts serious visual command at your fingertips, but in a way that seems surprisingly approachable for professional gear.
You know, the thought I'd leave you with is maybe this. Think about how having that level of detailed control over so many screens could change things. Obviously, in professional settings, command centers, broadcast, retail, the applications are clear. But what about perhaps more creative uses? Unexpected places? Maybe dynamic art installations? Or an incredibly advanced home theater setup that adapts instantly? Or even just a community center needing to show different info to different groups easily? This kind of precision video management, it could really streamline how things are done, sure, but it could also unlock completely new ways to communicate and engage visually, ways maybe you haven't even thought of yet.